Hi everybody, it's Zoe with Down the Sado Hole, and they have me in the Cascade Mountains today, and I am out looking for Sasquatch. Not to say I'm not a little scared, but we are out journeying through the woods, and I think I'm gonna try to make a... Did you guys hear that? I think... Hello? I don't see anything. I'm gonna try a Sasquatch call. Woo! It's coming. It's coming after me. Guys, this is Zoe at the Cascade Mountains. Sasquatch is coming after me. Please help.
Ever felt like the world doesn't make sense? Like there's a hidden layer of reality just waiting to be uncovered? From the mysteries of the universe and mind-bending science theories to the strange patterns of human history and the whispers of hidden truths, we're here to question everything. Come fall down the Sado Hole and see just how deep the rabbit hole goes, because the truth is often stranger than fiction.
Okay, this first episode, Nathan, because we're in the Northwest, okay, and Kelsey is Bigfoot.
What do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about Bigfoot today?
Okay, so do you believe if Bigfoot's real? And I know you think he is because I know him, but I don't know if you do.
I don't know. I have my doubts that Bigfoot is real. I'm a skeptic, and I don't know. You could go down the rabbit hole with this, or the Sado Hole. You could.
Go ahead. No, you're next. I did the question.
Well, I didn't know that we were going to just dive right in with saying like what our opinions are on this. So I feel a little on the spot, but
well, I
guess I'm like still, I don't know. I'm in the questioning phase.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the questioning phase. I don't know definitively if Bigfoot exists currently today. Could there have been a Bigfoot that existed? Definitely. Does Bigfoot still exist? Possibly.
Or like, is Bigfoot evidence real is a separate question from...
Well, yeah, the evidence is one thing.
Right.
I'm sure there's fake evidence.
So like, if you think that Bigfoot's
evidence.
real, does that mean that you believe in the evidence, or do you just think
Well, yeah, do people just make it up? You know?
Right.
Are they just pretending?
Where do you stand on it?
I think it's definitely likely. Or maybe.
So if you gave it a percentage.
Well, I just don't know. I don't know. I just think the Northwest is very vast. Canada is extremely vast. I think there might be something possible. I could go down a million rabbit holes if you wanted to be saying that shit, but that stuff. But yeah, I think it's not likely, but it's possible. I think just because of the history behind it. I think these legends have been around for so long. I think there's usually truth to something about that. That's how I believe in things kind of usually anyways.
Yeah, but
so I'm definitely biased to it.
But what if somebody's just like, okay, I can see like there's like old literature and stuff talking about people seeing some sort of monstrous thing out in the woods. It could have been the first experience of them seeing a grizzly.
Well, I'm just looking at different cultures even doing it here out, even across the whole world.
So that's a debate on like.
But I'm just saying, but just like in the Northwest,
Bigfoot in the cold.
But I'm just talking about the Northwest itself. Like even the early cultures here had the same, hairy man. Whatever they called it.
They definitely talked about Sasquatch, right?
That's what I'm going off of. There's a lot of stories about it from two different complete cultures that you can look that didn't really mesh a long time. Maybe they did, maybe we don't know. Maybe we could go down that whole idea of maybe they were connected all along and that's where these stories came from. Maybe a certain part of the planet and they just spread the story all over the planet. It's just only a few people actually decide to say that, this history is like that. This is, they might have changed.
Well, in the indigenous stuff.
But the locals here think that way. They have a lot of stories about it.
No, and I can see that, but I can also see that they have the stories because they're storytellers.
Maybe they passed it on to the Europeans too. Maybe
it could have been something that was handed down for a long time, where a great grandfather
saw one.
Or saw a grizzly for the first time and was like, oh, it's some sort of monstrous thing that stood up on its hind legs and stuff. And then that story was been brought down.
But
how many modern or current people have seen? That's the thing. I understand.
This is my argument.
Ancient folklore.
Yeah.
That's all fun. Could have existed in the past.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
with
at.
Today's technology and people, so many people on the planet. Now, and unless these other avenues, which we will discuss on this episode, we'll discuss the possibilities of how they could exist now. But they can't. They're not just normal animals out there in the wild right now. Because with our technology right now, we would have discovered them by now.
I agree with that. No,
I agree with you. Maybe
there's no actual.
There's always
evidence.
a maybe.
There's no evidence as we consider evidence. There's anecdotes, but there's no tufts of fur or DNA.
Well, there are some.
There
are tufts of fur. They do have
tufts of fur. I don't even know why you're opening your mouth. No,
I'm not saying.
Do you really believe that those are the tufts of fur?
I don't know for sure.
Actual Bigfoot.
But smart people that are doctors tell me, and I'm not talking about positions of authority. I know that, but
everything.
I'm just assuming sometimes when somebody's, is a specialist, I have to go, well, there might be some bias in there for sure. But I'm going, this guy probably believes in Bigfoot. I get it, but I don't know.
Other
people do say, like, we don't know what it is.
Able to verify
they don't say it is Bigfoot, though. They do say we don't know what it is.
Some people have actually gotten in physical
I think it's only a couple of things, guys.
With Bigfoot.
Well, and that's what's interesting is the personal anecdotes.
The anecdotes are there, but there's video footage, there's all that stuff.
There's the Patterson
DNA.
Gimlin,
you already have it
film.
pulled up. Okay.
Yeah.
This is where you try
Patterson
to prove
Gimlin
me wrong.
1967.
No, the tough of paper. The tough of fur.
Okay, no, 1967, there was a famous film that came out, Patterson Gimlin.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the one.
And he had footage of, it was very rocky footage. It was of this Bigfoot Sasquatch going along this riverbank, looking over to the camera, and then continued walking. And they've analyzed that thing crazy on how the Bigfoot was walking, that it wasn't walking like a regular human. It was walking as if somebody had evolved a bit differently, which obviously we can talk about that as we go deeper down the hole on this topic. But a lot of people looked at that footage and that made a huge, and all of a sudden after that, you had tons and tons of people. You had Bigfoot research centers starting to pop up. You had groups of people and clubs going out and searching for this thing. But again, like Kelsey and I were talking about, is you've got this anecdotal evidence, but you don't have like super scientific evidence of something that with our technology we should be able to know about now.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless there's something else going on that they're not normal.
But there are some commonalities in the anecdotal reports.
It's from all over the place, and it's from different generations, from different locations that never really, as we know with evidence, ever contacted each other.
So it's independent.
You're saying they did, but we don't know for sure. You're just saying, I assume they somewhere in the past connected. You're just assuming that with no evidence.
Well, I guess this would be similar to other topics like aliens or vampires, let's say. There's all sorts of information or little bits of evidence and stories and stuff in multiple groups of people around the world talking about something similar to vampires. Doesn't necessarily mean vampires real.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying vampires aren't real.
Two different stories from two different cultures that never met before that are very similar.
A lot of
that about pyramids.
Exactly.
A lot of the accounts could be romanticized.
And the Bigfoot might have actually helped build those. You never know. It's possible.
But one thing a lot of people have in
whatever
common,
the hairy man they saw back then, maybe they trained him or something.
Well, let's actually go back to it. Did you have something?
Yeah, what were we talking about?
I was going to say one thing that a lot of people have in common is in their stories that they tell, a lot of them don't want to say, I saw Bigfoot. Because people know.
You don't want to sound crazy.
People know that that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe some of the pressure or stigma in society of, people coming out and coming forward and saying that keeps people from defining it. But what they all do say is, well, not all of them, but the people that I've talked to who claim to have evidence is, I saw something.
That's true.
Those three words.
They're very vague.
I saw something.
Very vague.
Some of the aliens.
And then they explain their experience. I've talked to some local people, one in particular at length about their experience. And I saw something was definitely how they led. And I've heard other people say that too.
Yeah,
and
it's
accompanied with, I feel like generally a prickly feeling, like the hairs on the back of their neck
like
are standing up.
And
this sixth sense feeling that people have when during or right before it, like they're like have an increased awareness about.
So they're in the dark in the woods and they got a little scared and they saw something.
Or is that when they're more open to...
Don't forget about Ozzy's story about the Bigfoot. Remember that one? Bigfoot threw rocks at him. He did the whole rock thing. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not.
I know Ozzy very well, and I'm not sure if that actually happened.
But here's one, though. If I remember right, Roy had an encounter with one, and it was a rock throwing thing. And Roy's somebody who I would trust. And he said, I don't know if it was a Bigfoot, but he did say,
people don't
he goes,
like to
I was
define it around
way
here."
out there by myself. Why? He was like this. There'd be no reason for somebody to be out there throwing rocks at me.
There's no reason.
I remember this story he told me. He was like, I was way out there. And he goes, it was just kind of, he goes, it could have been like a rock falling or a tree. He goes, I might have done, it was at night. Like he was kind of thinking of it logical, but like logically, he was trying to like rationalize. He was like, wasn't drinking, and he goes, now I'm looking back on it many years ago too. But he goes,
I remember was not drinking.
At that time he wasn't. But he goes, it was, something kind of like weird. Like kind of different. He hasn't experienced it out there. And he goes, the only thing that made him question it was like, could it be Bigfoot? It was somebody he felt like something was throwing rocks at him. And he was in the middle of nowhere. He's like, there's no reason. I'm by myself.
But it makes sense that he's in the middle of nowhere.
But he's also been in the dark before.
Dark.
And he's thought logically.
Yeah.
But he goes, I've done this my whole life. I should know
but
this.
It's still, there's that.
He knows.
Was
there's
he
that
working in the
He said that. He was working in the woods.
And this other
And that's
person
true.
that I
He
talked
knows
to,
that.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm still looking at it logically.
I know, but there's that primal instinct of that we've evolved to the point where we need to fear the darkness. We need to fear that monster in the woods because that helped us survive as we evolved.
I get it,
obviously nowadays we don't have to, but that's left over.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when we go out into the woods from our comfy homes.
Yeah.
So it's not so much necessarily the question of whether or not Bigfoot is real, but the question, it poses another
I think
question.
He is real because of those stories.
It poses another question of, if we have, like, do we always need that monster in the dark to help keep us aware and alert?
Yeah, it's a survival mechanism.
Yeah,
sure.
And
Of course we need that for sure.
If there isn't one, if we've gotten to where we're so comfortable, maybe we come up with something.
Well, that's why nowadays when city folk go out into the woods and they get lost, they tend to die.
Yeah, they do.
Because they don't have those instincts anymore of...
There's a lot of people missing up here in these mountains. A lot of them.
There are.
Lots.
Are you saying Bigfoot might have had something to do with that?
Well, we do live
That
right
would be
next to a Navy base. That's very top secret.
Well, no,
That's a whole nother hole to go down.
But before we go further...
No, I'm going to go down that.
Before we go deeper down, I want
Is
to
it
track
a
back for a
military?
second. No, I want to track back for a second.
I think it's possible that they're real.
I I do believe that it's possible they're real.
And they're alive right now.
Okay, that's different. I believe it's more possible that they look,
he's trying to put a number to it.
They existed
he can't even put a number
earlier in our existence.
It's early in the discussion.
I get
But
it.
anyways, let me just backtrack for a second.
No.
Yeah, and I just want to say, okay, let's go back.
All right.
And where did
Where are we going back
Bigfoot
to?
come from?
From a real thing.
If they
Wait, are we
exist,
trying to prove or disprove Bigfoot?
No,
like,
no, we're not.
ultimately, okay,
What are you
I
trying
have
to
to do
say?
a lot more research.
I'm just saying, let's say Bigfoot exists.
Is it
He does.
animal,
Or did
mineral,
exist.
or vegetable? Is what I want to know. And is it even from this dimension?
Well, yes, that's going down the hole a bit.
I'm saying there's.
But first of all, before that, let's say how would have it existed? So we have options.
if we're looking at like
Bigfoot is what a
natural
What
selection,
they call the Bigfoot?
yes, it's evolved to where they are. Bigfoot,
so
right?
people say
We have a
that
common
it's a creature.
primate
Do we
ancestor.
think it's a mammal?
Yes.
Okay,
Obviously it's a
so it grows hair, it gives live birth.
yeah,
has warm
It's a
blood.
primate.
So, okay, so we're getting further
Maybe.
down there. Or
Some
is
people
it?
think
Because
it
this
might
is
not
what
be.
is it time for me to share my experience?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because is it even a mammal? Does it? Okay, so here I am.
What do you mean by mammal? Like obviously it's not a reptilian
What could be? Maybe we're just.
with a bunch of hair.
Okay, maybe I'll wait till
Maybe
later.
it's some sort of
What if it's
mutant of them
a
both.
plant or something?
Are you
Like
talking
a
like
sentient
what's that movie?
thing.
It's a movie.
Okay,
You're doing
what
it
if-
Guardians of the
again.
Galaxy.
He does that
Guardians of the
again. What's
Galaxy.
that movie?
Okay, I
Guardians
don't
of the
watch very
Galaxy.
much TV. No, is that little Groot, the guy?
Groot.
Okay, that's a cute guy. This guy's not cute. This guy.
Have you seen Harry and the Hendersons? How have we not talked about Harry and the Hendersons?
I've been waiting. This is kind of okay. So what if it's like a sentient sort of like plant creature? Because here I am. I'm riding my bike. I used to ride my bike all the
Or
time.
like a tree ant.
Yes, like an ant, kind of.
love
hadn't
tree
thought
Or like
about
Children of the Forest. Like a
Yes.
Children of the Corn?
because
Children
it
of the
has
Forest.
natural. Okay, so it's
Like Game of Thrones stuff.
I'm trying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was
I
trying
can see that.
to.
That makes sense
Game
to
of
me.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah, Children of the Forest.
Yeah, they were magical.
They're magical.
Oh,
See, I think they can go back and forth.
That's what
I'm
I'm
talking
saying.
about
That's
camouflage.
the
I'm talking
only
about
way.
camouflage
You
and
go back
maybe
and
You're talking
forth.
camouflage.
I was talking about camouflage. Is really where I was going.
No.
Listen.
No, I
What
think
kind of
it's
camouflage? Are they
Listen.
technologically
No, they're
advanced?
like organic.
No, maybe organic,
This
like
is
a
just an
fucking lizard
idea.
that could change its
also,
color.
I'm not
a
even
chameleon,
saying
Like
yes.
a predator.
Well,
Think of that
they were
one.
Oh, right.
Predator was
Like that.
technologically
Like the
advanced.
hairs
No, but I'm just
on-
saying,
They were-
biologically, they could
The back of
make
my
their
neck
skin look
raised
like
up.
that.
Yeah, but he
So
did
this
that
is
through technology.
Let me tell my story.
I know,
So
but
I'm riding
Big-
through
Bigfoot
the
or
woods.
Sasquatch
I'm
is
gonna
doing
talk
it
over
the
you.
other way. Hold on, I gotta get my point through. They're doing it organically.
Not nanobots.
Go ahead.
I
He's
can't
not
wait for
listening
the
to me.
nanobots anyway.
Oh, we should have a whole episode on nanobots.
I know. Yes, we have to put that on the list.
Okay.
So I'm riding my bike through the woods, and
Oh,
the
this is your
hairs on the back of
wood
my
stuff.
neck stand up, and I'm going through the woods, and it's just right over here, past the ball fields, kind of where the mountain bike trail crosses over now. And
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going, and there's just this uncanny feeling of like elevated awareness for me. Like all of a sudden I'm like more aware. And I was already in my groove, like riding my bike and stuff. But like there I go. And then then it was like danger. Like maybe. Like is there danger?
Like
and
a
so
cougar.
well,
Not mine.
well, maybe. I don't know. I stopped my bike and I looked around and I just really it's hard to explain, but I smelled a smell also that was like, it's hard to describe. It's not a smell.
Animalistic?
Yes, it was like, but it was like plant-like. It was like planty and
that's right.
animally.
You have this theory of it
It
being
was
a plant.
planty and animally. And then I just
Yeah, I
thought
can
like,
see that.
Like
what
beets.
if?
Smelled like beets.
I would love that. I would love that.
I had some
So
good beets
anyway,
the other
that's an
day.
idea that I had. I'm
No,
not
I
even
can
saying I
see
believe
that.
it.
How old were you?
Oh, this was like 7
Last
years
week?
ago.
Oh.
I was an adult.
I never
That's,
thought of it that way. It's kind of very fascinating.
Yeah, I've never.
one idea.
I feel like that is
Children
the
of the
only
forest.
theory of Bigfoot I've never heard.
I know.
Is that it's a plant?
Oh, like that one.
I mean, it's anything's. I'm all for anything is possible. Like, I think it's highly unlikely, but it's unless.
What if it's like a highly evolved mycelium creature?
No, yeah, I get it.
It's the very Last of Us.
Well, I haven't seen that. I've had this idea for a long time.
Okay, another question I have is say let's assume Bigfoot was real and evolved.
It is
somehow,
real, and it is
or whatever.
It's still the same place right here.
Okay,
so we're back to thinking maybe it's
now. There's different versions of what we call Bigfoot or Sasquatch. There's different versions depending on where you are geographically in the world.
Yeah.
So is a Yeti the same as a Bigfoot?
I don't know.
I was wondering what you guys thought about that.
I think there's a possibility.
Like, do they have a common ancestor that's a closer ancestor to them than us?
Was it Yowie in Australia, which they have their own version of Bigfoot? Are these like,
or maybe they're around when Atlantis was around?
Animals? Maybe
that's where the story comes from. Is from Atlantis.
Well, I mean, it could be. That is a theory that will
a story older than time.
Mm-hmm. Like when the Atlanteans or whatever you call them, Atlanteans were monkey people themselves.
Well, no. No, we'll discuss that a little bit, like as we go down the hole.
No, I'm just saying.
I do want to discuss some of the crazier theories on Bigfoot, but
like the interdimensional shit.
That's one version. That's one version, too. But I do have another version that is probably the most likely version.
What the hell are you talking about?
Which makes it true.
I have sources, all right?
I might be wrong, but I'm never wrong.
I thought I was wrong once. It turned out I was actually right. So there's Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, all these animals or plants. If you're Kelsey, they could be plants.
I'm just saying, let's be open-minded.
It's a possibility that they're plants. I mean, who knows what they are? But so they could have evolved from a common ancestor of ours, primates. So we split off as Homo sapiens, and Bigfoot or Sasquatch, they went on their other path and have just magically stayed hidden for all these years. Yeah. That is one option.
Well, I
find that unlikely.
I've heard they might be watchers, like watching our civilization, watching our culture.
No, I know, but that would mean that they're not just some random offshoot of evolutionary aspect of our evolution, like chimpanzees, right? We have chimpanzees in zoos or in the wild. Yeah, maybe we're Homo sapiens. Bigfoot
could be in a zoo.
Went off into it. No, that's another topic, man.
I mean, sometimes I feel we're like in the zoo.
That's another topic. But some of the other more weirder options, like you were saying, is maybe either as part of their evolutionary process before we became a super civilization as Homo sapiens, maybe they created the ability to shift. Like maybe they got so in tune with nature.
Oh, maybe they're shapeshifters. I've heard that.
They could be shapeshifters. I don't know how that physically could happen. I don't know how that is
possible. Through vibration, frequencies and vibration, you could change. Have you seen them do that, like to the dust stuff on those? Have you seen like those metal like tubs, and they put the sand on it? Right?
No, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it's called something.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing.
What is it?
It's not changing your organs and your brain and all that kind of stuff into sand. It doesn't work that way.
It could. Star Trek does it.
That's different.
It's different for you, huh?
No, if you're talking,
sorry, I took it up. I'm crying now. No, you don't believe me.
If you are talking about changing antimatter into matter because everything's made of the same stuff, that's a totally different thing, and that's physics, and that's possible.
What are you talking about?
They would not have that ability unless they were technologically advanced.
Maybe they are.
Not without some sort of alien intervention, which we could talk about
later.
Well, we can talk about it now. I mean, we can go further down the Sado Hole now.
I'm just saying it's possible.
Yeah, I'm just trying to...
You're on my side.
Right. right now I'm trying to determine what are the most prominent theories. If Bigfoot, I mean, personally, I think the biggest theory is that Bigfoot probably doesn't exist. But if let's assume Bigfoot did exist or does exist.
I'm just glad you agree with me.
Why? What are the parameters of its existence? What makes it possible?
Well, I think
one is
very big. You got to jump in.
No, go for it.
No, one is interdimensional. Maybe they're not from possible. Maybe they're not from this reality, and they shift in and out of this reality.
I think that's more likely than
and that's
evolution.
Why you can't see them that much.
Yes, because they're here when they need to be here, or when for whatever purpose they're on. That we don't know what they're doing if they're interdimensional.
Yeah, or are they, like Johnny talks about, watchers? Maybe they're an advanced civilization that comes down.
I think that's possible
animal-ish form.
They can shapeshift. If they can do that, they can shapeshift.
Well, I don't know if you can just come to this planet from another planet. Doesn't mean you can shapeshift.
I'm pretty sure you could. Or you could be like the Predator and stuff. You could be the Predator.
Why a hairy time traveler?
Why not a hairy time traveler? People.
Okay, where are they time traveling from?
The future.
The past.
Of course.
Future on Earth? Future on Earth or another planet?
Social construction.
Earth.
A future Earth.
No, you can't.
Where there's a hairy civilization.
Here's the thing is, you're talking two different things. Are you talking about traveling, or are you talking about time travel? You're talking about the same place. It's impossible.
What?
Yeah, because if
just because you say it's impossible doesn't make it impossible. It's like, I was just watching The Office at lunch, and he comes out in the office and he's like, I declare bankruptcy. That doesn't make it so.
You can't just declare it and make it so. Although I have done that before. Have you ever started a tradition or a superstition? I've made up one before and lied about it for years.
Nobody will believe me, but I started the tradition, and it's worldwide now. You can't say that.
I believe you.
What can I say?
I believe you.
I want to say it.
No, anything that you say that might be inappropriate. When somebody says you can't say that, I started that. But I started it years ago, and I saw it go viral, and I haven't said anything about it.
This happens to me all the time. I start things, then it gets picked up by the world. Yeah. Every time I have a pretty good idea, or I'm just like whatever about something, and then suddenly it's a trend, and I'm like, how am I an influencer? I live in this like town. I don't even really do social media.
Don't tell anybody anything. Like, that's the key.
Yeah, everything that I think is cool.
It's nice to be a mystery sometimes.
I invented flavored whipped cream.
I don't think everybody needs to know everything about you.
What does that have to do with Bigfoot?
In a can. What does it have to do with anything? Or time?
If Bigfoot was a flavor of ice cream, what would it be?
It'd be chocolate or something.
No, it'd be like
Rocky Road.
Moose Tracks.
Rocky Road. Moose Tracks?
Yeah, but that's already called Moose Tracks,
Bigfoot
right?
Tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you put some flavors in there, you know.
No, what would he like to eat? What's his favorite ice cream? Would be Rocky Road.
If he's a plant, it would be different than if it's a plant. It
I don't know. We're the only species that consumes another animal's milk, so he might not want ice cream at all.
Other animals would consume other animals' milk, but they kill them before they can drink their milk.
They lack the ability.
Can we drink monkey milk?
Too
Is that
excited.
okay?
Oh yeah, you can drink anything.
You can drink any milk.
You can milk anything with nipples, Johnny.
That's right. I forgot about that. I learned that in a movie or something.
Okay, back to Bigfoot.
Okay, not a time traveler. You think he's more?
I'm not thinking.
There is the new.
It.
They did think, that original movie. They did think that was a female.
What? Harry and Henderson? Harry and Henderson.
It was also in the scene of Harry and the Hendersons, but also that original video you were talking about. They thought that was a female Bigfoot.
You're talking about the Patterson video of him going along.
When you look back, maybe look at you, and they were like, "Oh, look, the shoulders turned, so it's a monkey." And they said the toe flexed and all the muscles in it.
Yeah, it was like it was walking like toe to heel or something, kind of like other animals.
Cody
heel
from Dual Survivor. He does the same.
That's
way.
What happens when you haven't developed shoes. That's how you walk.
Yeah,
it's quieter.
Yeah, ball to heel.
Do you think the Bigfoot needs to be quiet in the woods?
No, I think it's quieter to go heel to
Unless
toe.
he's... The only reason would be hiding from
Cody
humans.
says it's
Who's
ball to heel.
Cody?
No, dual survivor. Isn't that Cody?
Yeah.
Cody Lundeen, right?
Cody Lundeen, yeah. He's a survival
he
expert.
Took an oath
Primitive
like 30 or 40
expert.
years ago to never wear shoes. He was
is that
on
the
a
guy from
TV show.
Bellingham?
What?
It's like a panther.
Okay, then I have
Sarah
it opposite.
Offset is talking about you walk like a panther.
I need an audio clip of that to be like what I wake up.
Dual survivor.
Sarah and I were in Mexico one time, and we went on this tour in the jungle, and there was this guy. He was kind of like a what do you call him? Like a shaman. And he brought us out into the jungle, and he kind of was born in the jungle as his parents and his grandfather all taught him all this stuff. But he told us all about the jungle, and we had to go barefoot. I was just in my shorts walking through the jungle, and he's like, oh, you got to walk toe to heel like a jaguar, and you got to watch out for these thorns. He took an ant, and he like grabbed it and put it on as like pheromones, and he's like, now the other ants won't bite you. And he brought us to waterfalls and got us all this fruit and stuff. It was crazy. Anyways, we're getting off subject.
What were we talking about again?
We should get off subject.
What were we talking about?
We are going down the Sado Hole. We're talking about different things. So
we're talking about.
So he's not a time traveler.
You
guys don't like.
I'm just saying it's not that likely.
No, I think it could be a time traveler, and I don't think you need to have a special suit or a machine to do it. I think you probably do it with your fucking brains. Well, I do think you do it with frequencies, man. I think you can.
We'll discuss on another episode about time travel or time in general. But I'm thinking, okay, we can kind of go around and say what we think is most likely.
I think it's most likely. I think with all these opportunities that could happen, you're basically proving my point that it probably exists.
No, not probably.
All these possibilities.
Possibly.
I'm sorry.
No.
You've actually convinced me more now than I did at the beginning of the conversation.
It's actually believe 3 or 4 different ones now. There's this.
I mean, you brought up things I didn't even think of.
I thought they were just time travelers, and now they could be all sorts of different things.
I mean, I've been out in the woods all over the place. It's vast. Most people never been up into anywhere in Canada. Anywhere. Just like mutes that kind of wander through once in a while
Canada's
down
only
here.
got like 35 million people in a country that is like
I'm glad
the second largest country in the world.
Yes, no, you're right. They probably do exist. You're right. There's not that many people up there.
That
would be a great place for them to hide.
Yes.
It would be a great place for them to hide.
They might wander around down here once in a while.
But
One
again,
of them make it to Northern California.
We have sophisticated, well, I don't know if they're sophisticated, but we've got humans with technology that are physically out there trying to hunt Bigfoot.
I get it.
And Sasquatches, and they're not finding
I know a lot of hunters,
evidence.
Nathan. Yeah. Most of these guys live in Seattle.
Well, why don't any credible people take up this search? This is the thing.
I think a lot of them do.
I think some of them have.
They are credible. There's people that are credible.
Okay, pardon me. I didn't mean to be offensive. We might get some
Gosh, you throw that out there?
We might get some people on the show. Yes, I spoke too soon. I'm still trying to figure out what I
think it's possible. People find new creatures all the time still in the middle of nowhere.
I think
and some of these things are pretty big. I don't know. It's like that big fish they just found.
They were this big.
Johnny's putting his hands out as wide as he can right now and saying things are big. I don't know what that means.
It is. Look it up.
Yeah, elephants are big. I get it. There's big animals. Big deal.
Well, they could be more especially dense. I was thinking that maybe they move so slow that they have moss growing out of them like sloths.
No, that's a good idea too.
That's
maybe.
ridiculous.
Why can they blend in so well?
No, I know. They blend in because they're animals, which our animals are good at blending in. We used to be able to blend in with the environment, but we don't anymore. But
we can blend in though.
They have bones.
We would have found
How can
them.
they walk without bones? I agree that they wouldn't. That's why I said there has to be, like, I believe Bigfoot could have existed, right, as an offshoot of another species. And there's actually this theory, and we'll have a whole episode on it, I'm sure, at some point.
Well, yeah,
about
they
ancient civilizations.
Yeah, they call them
There's a possibility that an alien species came to Earth, and kind of interacted with our DNA.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's called the Anunnaki. That's what they did.
Yeah, we'll probably have an episode on that. But I'm just
Heather is part Anunnaki. But you know that?
We all are.
Johnny, don't cover your mouth.
I didn't know that.
No, she's part Anunnaki.
That's called a stage whisper.
She's a stage whisper. But anyway,
do it that way.
Actually,
the camera
do it towards the audience.
No, I know, but you got to do it this way.
I was doing it wrong. I was doing it wrong. Now I'm doing it.
Anyways, I'm just letting you know we have one.
But I'm just saying, there's this theory that they came to Earth, right? The Anunnaki, possibly them, came to Earth, saw this primate species animal on Earth, and was like, "Oh, they are on their way to an evolutionary process."
Isn't this the plot to?
And then they said, we'll interject our DNA with their DNA, created Homo sapiens.
I want to see this.
Now, at the same time, there was a group of them that did not get genetically modified. No.
All these people.
No.
I've seen the show.
No.
Demigods.
Not the gods. I'm talking about the opposite. That didn't become Homo sapiens. And the Bigfoot or Sasquatch is where
the genetic mutation.
No, it's not. It's the opposite of genetic mutation.
The original pure form.
It is how we would have evolved had the Anunnaki not interfered.
What do you think if it's a tribe of Neanderthals in the middle of nowhere?
For that amount of evolution to take place.
No, they say that the Anunnaki would have come about 500,000 years ago. But
they would have to, because that's where advanced
Bigfoot would have already been around, kind of like Neanderthals type of thing, right? Neanderthals and Homo sapiens lived around the same time, right? They were close to each other, so Bigfoot could have been around then as well in certain areas, and they continued on their path, and obviously to now haven't evolved a whole lot. The only reason we have evolved so fast compared to other
because the Anunnaki
is because of the Anunnaki.
They helped us.
I'm not saying
Bigfoot,
I don't.
That is true. That's true.
That's not true.
That is true.
No, John thinks it's true.
We're not talking about Anunnaki theories.
We're talking about Bigfoot. We're talking about Bigfoot. But
I think it's possible, guys.
If that's the case, Johnny, if that's the case, and Bigfoot is just a non-modified version of a primate that the Anunnaki touched, they wouldn't still be around.
I don't know, man. I think it could be a tribe of Neanderthals,
just like chimpanzees would. They'd be in zoos.
Maybe it could be maybe it's a tribe or something.
They
some
have
like
really
ancient
good
tribe or something
of plant-like.
But how good of camouflage do chimpanzees and orangutans have?
Why are you comparing them to them? Why are you picking those?
How am I supposed to compare them to?
I don't know. Sasquatch.
Well, it's
you
true.
don't know.
I'm basing this off of the Anunnaki.
We have fur.
The Anunnaki came down,
we're going
modified their genes with another primate, created Homo sapiens. Bigfoot wasn't tampered with and continued on.
You don't know that. What if they were tampered with slightly?
That's a possibility.
They could be watchers.
Say anything definitively.
Why did the Anunnaki change us to not have that much hair and them to be super hairy?
You can't really compare it to chimpanzees or anything like that because
we have all
they
common
all
primates.
have different strengths that they have evolved. So we don't know, okay, if 500,000 years is enough time for this Bigfoot creature to evolve some sort of sense that we don't even have. We have our 5 senses or we have our 6 senses or whatever, but they could have a 7th sense. They could see in things that we can't even comprehend as far as evolution goes.
My issue is supposedly this Anunnaki theory is they came around like what we would call like Neanderthal, not even maybe a little bit before the Neanderthals.
They call, I can't remember what primate that is. It's a primate that's the theory.
That Osulosaurus, or I don't know what it was called. But anyways,
I can't look it up.
a ancient primate ancestor, and that's what they mixed their DNA with. But I'm thinking like if you look at orangutans and chimpanzees that obviously continued with it's not like they came off of the same ancestors as us.
Yeah.
They offshooted off. They didn't evolve as much as us. So I can get people saying the theory that the Anunnaki interfered with us, and that's why we're so advanced compared to the other species on the planet. That I can see makes sense.
Bigfoot evolved other things to stay closer to humans.
But I don't...
To current humans.
I can't see them being in that same line because they would, if they were influenced and they were super smart and stuff, they'd be building cities. They would be, unless they're some weird species on this planet that's like, oh, I'm not going to consume a bunch of resources.
Well,
I'm just going to
see. There is
harmony. They can
Nathan,
live with the sun and do chlorophyll
There's still.
stuff.
I know we found them because they're on an island, but there's isolated tribes still that have no contact with anybody else in the world. I know we make it that way, but we know them because they're an island. But up there in the trees, it's vast. That's bigger than the ocean up there in Canada. Bigger than the oceans. And you're making it sound like, well,
really?
First of all,
massive.
But first of all, let's not. There might be some science people listening, and I don't want them to think that there's any land mass that's bigger than the oceans on the planet. It's just not true. The oceans take up most of the planet.
You're right. Okay, you're right.
I was wondering what you were saying. I was like, what?
Should I say seas?
More vast than the oceans.
Should I say seas? Is that okay?
I don't know. I'd have to do the calculation on all the seas.
I think we're cutting down the rainforest to too high of a rate for that.
But no, I see your point where there could be a pocket of Bigfoot somewhere
that's what I'm saying.
on the planet that still exists in isolation.
Yeah.
Again, there's a possibility.
Yeah.
Is it likely?
They wander out.
Probably not.
I don't know.
But
you're giving me all this evidence. I'm
not giving you evidence. I'm giving you possibility. And like I said before, possibility is different than probably.
But the thing is that like the mystery of Bigfoot and the fact that people want to solve the mystery and go, and some people make their life's purpose.
Well, some people saw something for real.
I saw something. They had an experience.
They believe it.
And that's valid.
Yeah, well, I mean, that happens so much with humans in general, with all sorts of topics, right? People can have some sort of life event that brings them to religion, that brings them to something else, that makes them, look at the
Bigfoot
hunters.
Look what the disciples did.
Okay.
Their belief.
Yeah.
Somebody mute him. Okay.
Spicy.
So, where are we at now? As far as Bigfoot.
Obviously, you proved that he exists.
Agree.
You proved
we're not going to agree. We're not going to agree.
You proved he existed.
Okay. Should we do a roundtable of after this conversation where we're at on the possibility of Bigfoot? And
I'm going to lead 60% that it's possible.
If it is possible,
or probably,
how does it manifest for you? How does it manifest for you?
What version do I think?
Yeah. If Bigfoot exists or did exist, in what form?
I do think it's very likely that there could be a pocket of some sort of
pocket Bigfoot.
Some pocket group, some sort of very small. I'm just saying, out in the middle of the boonies, out in the middle of nowhere that nobody's really traveled on. Yeah. And they're very secret. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Maybe over time they've migrated.
They've migrated because they're like, I'm scared, and I don't know. I'm just saying, with all the evidence in this location that's been around for thousands of years from two different cultures, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
And I understand people can make a mistake too, but it's the same story. They're very specific to me. If it wasn't a man every time that was hairy and very specific, I get the hair part, but I know it's a man shape and I get the shapes are out there, but it's two different cultures having the same story, and we have apes around this planet already that are hairy, So I'm thinking, maybe it's possible.
That there's another primate
out there that we have not
really discovered.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
And that it lives potentially.
I'm just saying, in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you don't come around a lot of, deer all over the place out there. You don't. Even out here, you don't.
Yeah, but I've probably seen over 100 deer in my life.
I know, but I haven't been in the middle of nowhere. I've been around usually just 5-6 miles out of town, maybe 15.
And how many cougar and how many?
When I go over the pass,
if you see a cougar, it's too late.
I've seen a cougar.
All I know is,
but that's
not at the bar.
I also think something that might not have a flight or fight that also can plan but really can't. That's not evolved yet. Can pretty intelligently run away and adapt.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if there are somewhere in between us and a chimp,
a deer,
right? As far as intellect,
so running,
then they're going to be smart enough to hide ish.
These guys have magical powers. Let's run away. But you
don't
version
think
of Planet of the Apes.
But you don't think that you don't think that Bigfoot, or your best guess is Bigfoot doesn't have magical powers?
Well, I think that's possible.
No, I know. I'm saying, what do you think is the most probable? Is
magical
powers? Your version?
I don't think it's magical.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite one that you would choose to believe? What's your gut tell you? Where do you stand?
I think it's a real primate.
You think it's a regular primate that has been evolved?
I'm leaning more that way.
Yeah.
It hasn't
rare
evolved.
primate.
Yeah, rare.
And there's just pockets that we haven't necessarily discovered. They're really good at hiding.
I think so, yeah. Maybe.
Kelsey.
Well, I came in kind of just not knowing, although even having my experience, but I do feel less confident that they're real after this conversation. But if they're real, and I do believe in magic, so I want to think that they are interdimensional beings.
Like David Blaine magic, or are we talking?
No, like real magic.
Oh. So you think they're interdimensional beings?
I'm going to go with interdimensional beings for 1,000, Alex. Their purpose is they're just, I don't know. There's certain things I can't know.
Yep,
certain things, just certain things, very specific things I'm not allowed to know.
Yeah, it's true. Me too.
I'm gonna go with interdimensional, potentially plant-based.
I figured that's what you were going to say originally. I was like, I already know.
Out there. If we're going on what we believe, I'm going to say...
If anybody else out there thinks that Bigfoot is plant-based...
Please contact Kelsey.
No, I could.
Comment your theory.
I think that's a very good idea, though. I'm kind of leaning that way as like... that could be...
Nice. He is just being nice.
I can lean that way a little bit because it kind of goes along with what I'm talking
for the
about.
Plant Bigfoot.
Well, I'm going your way because it kind of goes along with what I'm talking about.
I know.
He's always been there. He's always been there.
Right?
You're kind of agreeing with me.
It's an idea. I wouldn't say I'm totally sold on my own idea, but it's...
No, but I get you.
I like it.
So does your Bigfoot look different?
Choose your own adventure.
Is it still hairy and stuff, or does it look like a giant broccoli?
They're all unique. They're all unique.
Broccoli foot.
Just like everybody, they're individual. Some are like a mossy branch like this, and some are like
I envision a tree
thick daddy.
From Lord
so you're talking about Groot.
Yeah, not Groot.
No, not
But
Groot.
that's pretty much
We're Lord of the Rings. We're Lord of the Rings.
No, I know what you're saying.
Totally.
But,
yes, I agree with you. Never forget.
All right, so
that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have two.
Quieter people will listen to you.
I kind of have two options. I think that the most likely thing is if Bigfoot ever existed, or if they do exist, it's an evolutionary thing.
That's the most sane thing to say.
True. I'm a man of science.
Whatever.
I'm a woman of science and art.
So yes, it evolved from a similar ancestor primate as us, and blah blah blah. I think the most likely thing is that if it ever existed, it died out a long time ago, just like Neanderthals.
No, I totally agree with you. Some of them have died out a long time ago.
Otherwise, they would be in a zoo.
Hunted it to extinction.
I do think there's a slight possibility that there's a pocket somewhere in the middle of nowhere that nobody's discovered. But that would obviously mean that these people's evidence is probably not true. I would imagine most humans. It's anecdotal. There might be one or two humans in the history that have actually seen them. and just didn't say anything.
Where'd you get the numbers from? How do you know?
Well, because I can base it off of history of humans.
He's throwing people out there.
The history
There's only
of
two
humans.
people.
Have you not seen Jurassic Park?
There's only 2 people that have seen it. How do you know that only 2 people have really seen it?
There's 2 people that he knows of that have come out and talked about publicly. And maybe we can get them on the show next time.
I have people that said they've seen them.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying people that have actually seen them in all of history. Because if lots of people have seen Bigfoot throughout history, Bigfoot would be in a zoo.
Because
humans are going to be humans, and all of a sudden, once people realize they're true, they're going to capture them and they're going to put them on display.
I get it. Definitely
and that hasn't happened yet.
Yes, I get that.
In all of the history of the
US. But there are... I do know that there...
Unless...
Yeah.
Unless they have this other factor.
There's a possibility
factor,
of them being interdimensional. Mm-hmm. I get that. They're another species from a different reality that are very harmonious with the environment.
I'm glad you guys are totally agree with me. Thank you.
And they shift into our reality from time to time, and that's why we can't find them.
Yes.
I get that.
What if they're alien emissaries?
I don't think they're emissaries.
Aliens would come with technology, and Bigfoot doesn't have technology.
What if
I do think if aliens came over, they wouldn't really. I think they could just do it with their brains.
Do what with their brains?
Whatever they want.
Oh, you think they're just like floating brains?
They're actually higher
evolved. Just a floating brain coming?
Like Q.
Like in Wrinkle in Time.
Okay.
There you go, Nate.
I don't know.
No, they did Q from the Continuum. Star Trek Next Generation.
I don't even.
Which is a little bit like A Wrinkle in Time.
He's like a omnipotent.
Yeah, kind of. I can see where you're going with that.
He's not really a deity. He would almost.
There's actually a brain in the book.
Hey, what do you think about this?
Is this Bigfoot related?
Q. Yeah, Bigfoot is
Everything
Q.
is Bigfoot related.
Bigfoot is Q. Oh. Well,
like a watcher.
Obviously,
it's cute?
It's Q.
Oh.
It's a watcher.
Oh.
I could totally see a.
The only reason he's seen out there once in a while and never caught.
He's coming. I don't know why they would come down as something that isn't.
Because once you have an observer.
I'm just saying, occasionally somebody comes across one and they disappear. Obviously, they're so advanced technology-wise.
No, I know, but why?
That they can be
if you're going to be a watcher,
you just saw me, I'm gone.
If you're going to be a watcher, why come down as a species that is not common here on the planet?
Because it makes everybody seem like the
if this is CIA operation, man, you have to send somebody
this is amateur hour.
To make it real.
CIA operation.
You have to have an observer in the room to make it real. So this is because that's just a matrix.
That's a different topic.
I know.
No, but I'm just saying.
We should do a whole episode on the observer effect. That's very weird.
I know.
But we'll talk about that. But anyways, yeah, I don't Okay. I don't know why they would come down as a Bigfoot.
No, I'm just saying.
Why not come down as a human?
No.
You could observe very up close and personal.
Listen to me.
Because then they have to. What if they live a really long time?
They can shapeshift. I'm just saying. I think they probably once in a blue moon make a mistake. They come down here in the Northwest. They look part ape, part human.
It's like when your
like in the middle of transitioning, we just happen to fumble across it. They're like they usually change out there in the woods or whatever. We happen to come across it. Oh shit! There's a Bigfoot right there. But then they disappear because they have the power to do it. And you never really catch them.
Off topic.
But in the cities, they're always walking around like a human. They've already been
in the cities.
When they're watching in the cities.
Oh, they're like
that's why you don't see them in the cities.
Yeah, because they're completely blended in.
In like Central Park.
No.
Or like places like that.
Well, homeless people probably do. But.
They probably blend in like homeless people.
If you're on meth,
people are nice or not.
We need to do some. We need to get some data.
No, but off topic. Just out of curiosity, this is data. Off topic because it just came to me. If you had the opportunity, say you have the opportunity to have a romantic relationship with a Bigfoot, would you?
I'd choose a female, yes. Oh, I thought you were doing ...
You can't do that. That can't be online. That can't be online.
I would not choose to have a relationship with Bigfoot. They're plants.
Why? Why don't you like plants? What they do to you?
Some people have relationships with plants all the time.
Actually, it's just... I don't know.
No, I mean, it's one of those things like that's a check mark that nobody else really gets to do.
No.
It's like having sex with an alien.
No, I probably wouldn't do it.
I don't think I want to do that either.
Too hairy?
Well, it depends on the alien, because I've seen a couple of aliens before.
Oh, you're talking about like
Save it for
T'Pol from Enterprise?
Yeah, there's some pretty ones out there. No, I'm telling you straight up.
Deanna Troy's.
Deanna Troy.
Deanna
That's
Troy?
exactly what I went with. Deanna Troy.
Everybody loves
She's so
her.
pretty.
I did like.
She's my style icon.
She's cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so I think we've come to the determination that
Bigfoot real.
well, no,
Odds are, with all the
Bigfoot
evidence
real,
you
not
guys
real.
have presented for me.
possible, not probable in my book.
Thank you for letting me share my
That's fine.
story today.
You had a
Yeah,
story.
it's a good story.
Yes.
like
Yeah,
that.
it was very interesting.
That's when I was riding my bike.
Oh yeah, that's right, the bike ride.
Well, like I said, mine
I'm
is
not a very good
a little bit of
listener.
anecdotal, the possibilities. I've been around the world and I've seen everything. Twice.
Have you been around the world as much as me?
Yeah.
No. Not true. And I haven't seen Bigfoot. I've
true.
seen some possible
But have
people
you
that
stayed
could have been Bigfoot.
And
At the
that
beach.
much-
At the beach, I've seen some people
you've
that
seen
possibly
Bigfoot.
could be Bigfoot.
Then he exists.
If you enjoyed this dive down the Sado Hole, make sure to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think. For updates and bonus content, join our email list at downthesadohole.com. Got a strange theory or wild topic you want us to explore? Send it our way. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning everything.